Hello, people of the world of the internet. Welcome to the last video in the Celica Supra giveaway. If you're new, I did this little mini build series on this 82 Celica Supra L-Type to give away to one of you. The link is in the video description below, and if you're watching this before August 31st, this is it. This is the last chance you have to enter to win this car. Yesterday, I installed the decal tape stripe on the other side of the car. Survey says this is happening. For those of you that were not for the graphics in the last video, all I can say this is have faith in me. I know what I'm doing. Making mental notes of the other side, so this is symmetrical. Not that it matters because you can't see both sides at the same time, but it does. First thing you need to do is to lay out all the graphics on the side of the car using either magnets or small pieces of painter's tape. The stuff peels off without ruining the transfer paper. Checking the other side as reference. Having multiple people will also help if they're intelligent. Nothing's worse than a bunch of idiots. Right there. You have to be super delicate with the tip especially, because if you pull on it too hard, it'll just curl up and snap back. The door is critical. I gotta make sure I get the height perfect, but also the gap. Fly, you're back. Where have you been? Next step is to make my border 0.5 millimeter from the edge of the tape line. Give me an indication of where the gold will be. Now I'm doing it about 0.5 to 1 millimeter away from the edge of the transfer paper. If you're wondering where I learned how to do this, this is actually the first time I've ever done it before, but I did good in art class, so that's that. Now the body line itself is the key focal point. That is what matters more than anything, but I'm still using this with the transfer paper just as an additional guide. Need my prep solution. So this stuff is a prep solution before applying ceramic coating, not sponsored, but it works great for this application. Also a warning, this stuff will remove any of the trim protectant or anything you have on your rubber, so it might make it look weird, just in case you're wondering. It's also critical you don't have a buildup of wax on the surface either, because you want the decal to bond to the painted finish, not to the wax. That's why I did the wax after this. This is like a 1:50 ratio of water and dish soap. Graphics were shoved in a package by Customs, so they're a little crinkled, and this is gonna make it even more challenging. As I peel this, I'm gonna coat it in this water solution just so my fingerprints don't stick to it. Cannot use too much of this stuff. About where I had it before. Okay, that's about good. Little vinyl applicator plastic tool with some suede on it. And again, soak the hell out of this. Work my way to the edges. I'm not pushing hard yet because I don't want to shift the graphic by pushing too hard this early on. Up here at the tip is where you can go wrong really easy. You don't want to push too hard because this will slide super easy because it's so small. Be good, just lightly dust it. Now I'm going to grab the edge of the paper and roll it back. Not like Walmart tries to make you think they're doing, but actually really roll it back. It's going to want to pull the vinyl up, so I'm going to do it really slow. Just kind of hold it down. It's what wrinkles in your skin when they get wet is for. Grip. I keep pulling back, not forward, because I don't want to create a wrinkle up ahead. So you can see a little bit of a crinkle where the vinyl was messed up from shipping, but it comes right out. So if you look right here, this crease, that was from this thing getting damaged in shipping, and it looks like you wouldn't be able to save that, but if you have patience, as this starts to dry and get tacky, it will slowly work itself out. I could use a little bit of heat, but I'm gonna avoid doing that because I don't want to stretch this and make it look weird. It's kind of good that I'm showing you a damaged decal because it shows you like worst case scenario. You gotta be really gentle with the hard side. I don't want to scratch the graphic. Keep pulling that tape parallel. Gently press hard in the center. That is such a vibe. That satiny silverish gold and the black. I'm gonna dust a little bit of quick detail wax. Woo. You see these little spots right here in the rubber trim? That's just dry areas from that alcohol prep solution. If you do the whole thing, wipe it, it'll all disappear, and then put new rubber protectant on there. There's only one way to make this look even better. To my personal standards, or anyone that is a professional car detailer, the paint correction is not as far as it could be. However, for 99.9% of the population, this is gonna look absolute fire. Never ceramic coated single stage before. So this stuff, ooh, it stinks. I'm gonna have to put my respirator on. I gotta put this on in a crotch face pattern, and I'm gonna have to let it sit on the paint surface for 1 to 3 minutes till it starts to get like a rainbow hue to it, and then I can level it. You can actually see that rainbow effect I was talking about on here. It's like oil slick looking. It was hard to show that when I did this to the Bronco because of the color of it. It's a little tacky almost feeling. Oh, that's so slick. Wow. Crazy good. I don't know if I can get this on camera, but this is the treated area and this is not treated over there. You can see the distinct line. It's deeper. It makes it like a deeper black. Dumb stuff, don't copy what I do. Celica mirror. Oh, this is it, I think. Somewhere in a box from Japan is something for the Celica Supra. Another, there it is. This is an absolute score and a gem difficult thing to find. That right there is an 80s super old school TRD wooden shift knob. I told you I knew what I'm doing. Look at that. That is mint. I just heard a 2-valve 4.6 and a Super Crew Mustang pull up. They're trickery. You haven't seen this that I got for the Supra.
I have not.
From Japan.
Oh, that's sick.
Isn't it? Slight downside though, I have no clue if this will actually fit this car. I took a chance that this was actually the same thread. I just saw it and I was like, I gotta buy that.
Does it go on?
It doesn't fit. It's just barely off.
You got two options. I can drill this out and re-tap it for the correct thread.
Yeah.
Or I can turn this in the lathe. I think I can swing that in the lathe.
Flashlight. 90% of a project car is accomplished in the last 10%. It's kind of like a Pareto principle, but numbers are different. Which means there's lots of stuff that has to be done that most people don't show, and one of them is AC. So luckily I have my HVAC license and Charlie knows how to use that machine.
I do not, just RTFM.
I don't know how to use it either, and I have an HVAC license. Luckily the guys next door have this machine, so I just borrowed it, and we're gonna see if this thing holds some refrigerant. Has this thing actually been converted to R134?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's got the fittings on it, and the compressor's new, so I'm gonna say...
Yeah. This is fancy. When I was in the Air Force, we had to do it with bottles and scales. At least we don't have to hook up a new gen heater to it.
I don't even know what that is.
A new gen heater? It's replaced the H1 heater. Well, let's see if this thing will actually recover any refrigerant out of the car, or if it was completely empty. This machine's sweet. It does like all the work for you. It'll tell you if it holds a vacuum. You don't have to watch gauges hanging to your hood latch. Recovery complete. Yeah, it didn't really have very much in there. Now pull vacuum for 5 minutes.
But it may just need a vacuum pulled and recharged and ran. It might work fine.
Yeah.
Because it looks, somebody's gone through the system. The compressor's new, it's got a conversion kit on it, the dryer looks all right.
The oil change on this car was due October 25th, 2011. A little less than 1,000 miles. Almost done. Still in the green. Held vacuum. This has like pag oil in this built into the machine.
Yeah.
Dude, I want one of these things.
So this pumps it in with a compressor through the high side port.
So you don't have to start the car.
No, not until you're all done and you want to check performance.
That's sick. Well, I guess whoever makes this thing's getting free advertising, but this thing's not like none of us are gonna buy one of these. Literally no one watching this is gonna buy one anyway. I wouldn't think. Also, FYI, by no means this is sponsored or advertising for this company. I just borrowed it from the dudes next door. Still in the green. Held vacuum. Sweet. I will start the car. Somebody else just started their car.
Engaged.
Oh yeah, it's blowing cold already. That's ice cold.
No, it's got to purge the hoses. It pumps because it does by weight. And if the hoses were empty, it's got to clear the hoses into the system too to make sure you actually get a full charge.
This is so cold. That is my seat bolster is like ice. That is so cold. With the exception of an alignment, this is ready to drive. Can't wax a car and put ceramic coating without this. This is more important in my opinion. Let's see if I can get this stuff to soften up and be pliable again. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They have better quality materials on this second gen Supra than the new Supra. It feels like a better built car. Gonna break out the German stuff, some Gummiflager. It's like Kylie Jenner's lip plumper, but for car lips. Oh, that's good. It's a lot softer than it was. In the last video, I said I was gonna do a Spotify playlist for this car for all of you to be able to listen to, and it is complete. And I'm gonna link it in the video description below underneath the link where you can enter to win this thing. And that is for all of you to enjoy. You can find it on Spotify by searching 1982 Supra, and obviously the username Sarah Tuned, that is me. And if I get, already 8 people have found it and I haven't even released this yet. So if I get 100 saves on this, I will do a second playlist on the 1974 Celica. The playlist contains 30 tracks. It's basically a double CD set of music from 1982 with the exception of a couple from 81 and from 83. Even though I was born in the mid 80s, I still remember it very distinctly. And all of those songs on that playlist are songs from my childhood that I remember hearing from my parents because my parents were really into good music. I really hope you guys enjoy that. I know it's weird, but like, I don't know, I like music, so. This right here is a massive problem older cars like this have, and there's really no good solution for it because this is a plastic shell on top of a stainless steel piece with rubber impermeated on it. Solution. This is honestly the best application for this stuff and probably the only way to fix this. Hopefully this will create an OE finish since this is essentially rubberized coated plastic. Downside of wearing nitrile gloves when you're masking something. I goofed my tape. It's not critical if I get any overspray because the cleanup on this stuff's pretty easy while it's still wet. I just want to lightly drape this so I create a soft edge. Okay. Hate when that happens. This literally just smells like Windex. This stuff right here is some tried and true sprayable dip for a vehicle, and I think it is the perfect solution to use on this application right here because that is literally what the factory did. It's a sprayed on plastic rubber material. I had that same exact situation happen on the trim piece on the edge of the MR2's T-tops. Sprayed it like 5 years ago and it still looks new. So, okay. That's just enough to get it to adhese. Just out of curiosity, I want to see what it looks like with the original license plate from when the car was new. Coat number 6312. It looks like it's working. Oh, don't breathe that in. The great part is, if this ever wears off, it was not very expensive to do, and you just put a new coat on there. I just sprayed 2 more coats off camera. So let's see. It's still wet, so it's glossy. It dries satin. So here's your before. Haven't done this side yet. After. That looks much better. You can't see it anymore. Well, that's it. Celica Supra is done, with the exception of the alignment. That's why I'm not driving it in this video. because I want to get it aligned and not ruin these brand new tires just for the sake of making a video. So once it has an alignment on it, then I'll do the car review. Some of you might not have been on the fence about the graphic on the side, and that doesn't matter because it's on there and it looks absolutely sick. I'm so happy that I did that. And if whoever wins it doesn't like it, it comes off. In case you were wondering, I also took care of the strip over here where it needed it. It just, I don't know, it adds to the car. It breaks up the long, just kind of straight, plain side of the car and gives it some pop. And I personally think the gold goes so well with the silver, because if the wheels were gold too, it would just be too much. It'd be tacky looking. So yeah, I am so happy with how this car turned out. The next time you get to see this thing will be in the car review. An engineer cobbler just did some fine craftsmanship and got the shifter to fit on my extra shift stick.
Yep.
Now it's a short shifter also.
Yep. It's a little shorter than it would have been factory maybe.
So I gotta do that. I'll do that off camera. And then I'll let you know when I pick the winner. It takes a couple weeks. I'll do it on a live stream. That means the next project car content you're gonna get is the V8 Celica. I'm in the process of editing this video right now, and I just want to put it out there. Yesterday, Kevin from Power JDM, he is the guy doing all the printing of my merchandise. His wife just had a baby. So congrats to them. And also, just so you know, they won't be printing any of the stuff next week. So any orders that come after this, there's gonna be about a week delay, just because he just had a kid. He didn't. His wife did all the work. I mean, he did. I'm not gonna get into that. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.